Happy Monday, everyone. We ended up taking yesterday completely off, which is the first day I would say in probably 3 to 4 weeks where we didn't work at all. I would say this last harvest season is the most consecutive days we have ever worked without having any kind of rain delay. Definitely one of the driest harvests I've experienced in my lifetime, and I'd say my dad and uncles as well. Overnight, we got a ½ inch of rain, which is exactly what we were looking for. I'm not quite sure on the totals, but any amount of rain, as long as it's not excessive, is going to be helpful for our tillage. Once it dries, of course. We have 3 crucial activities that we still need to get checked off our list this fall to be done for next season. One of them obviously being tillage, the second one being dry fertilizer, and the third one being anhydrous ammonia. And actually, I'm gonna add a 4th thing. I definitely need to find some gloves and a hat because it's just getting too cold for me. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love cold weather and the activities that come with it. Skiing, snowboarding, snowmobiling, all that fun stuff. But I absolutely hate when I can't feel my appendages. Warm up. Find it somewhere warm. We don't need much of a window to get our tillage done because we run so much equipment. We'll be able to cover all of our farm ground that we want worked once the ground reaches the right condition. All of our dry fertilizer is sold and serviced by Nutrient Ag Services out of Neoga. They've been sneaking around in the background applying our diammonium phosphate, or DAP as it's abbreviated, in our potash. Both of these dry products are 2 very important factors for growing successful crops. Your 3 essential nutrients are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, N, P, and K. Dry fertilizer is going to cover a majority of our P and K for next season, and the last part, anhydrous ammonia, is going to offer a bulk of our nitrogen for the corn crop next year. I'm not sure if we'll have that custom applied or if we'll do that ourselves, but we'll see. For now, we're gonna go work on some stuff. And don't forget to like the video. Do you think tractors get excited to work? They're probably sad, it keeps raining. We're gonna get some radios installed, that way our operators can communicate efficiently. We unlock the door, even keep them locked at the farm. One's done. Got interrupted in the process of installing these radios, as is tradition. Looks like we're putting the augers away. This is always a real treat. If I sneak in the back door, maybe I won't have to do any work. Wish us luck. That went surprisingly smooth. We'll only put 1 auger away for now. Dad wanted the 7800 to go mow some stuff with the batwing. A lot of wasted space under that auger, and now I got a lot of equipment sitting outside. Back to the radios. 2 done. By the time you do something a few times, you get pretty proficient at it. I had that one installed in less than 5 minutes. Science. I definitely got these washers out of the used collection. Hopefully they straighten back up when I tighten them. I'd say they've seen their better days. All right, all 3 radios are installed. I do need to get online and make sure that our FCC registrations are all up to date, because you do have to have an FCC license for these GMRS radios. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. I don't know why, though. Every time I think of FCC, I think of that song. Does anyone else know it? Got dog hair in my mouth. There's really never a fun part about hooking up a power takeoff shaft, especially on something like that, but we got it hooked up. Got a hold of something kind of dirty. So we'll wipe that off that. Putting one of the drapers away. Bring it around a little bit, yeah. It was that easy. Taking number 2 to get put away. Looks like I got a little bit of a scratch on it. To the barn. Whoa, wrong way. The joys of backing up a front wheel steer head cart. I'd say this is about a 50-point turn by now. Not cut. Now start setting the ground. They're hard. Now straight, dude. Gonna be sore tomorrow. There's really nothing fun about that process. Is he gonna clear the draper? He's good here.
You're fine. Come on.
Whoa!
Whoa!
All right, that's where she'll rest. Very few activities are as good for family bonding as backing in a trailer. The rain's starting to come down. I'm gonna lock these tractors up and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully we can work some ground. Hello, it's Tuesday. Well, that's a little low. It is kind of sitting at an angle though. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon right now. I have no idea why I have my sunglasses on. It's not even sunny. We had a little bit of rain overnight, but we're gonna go ahead and see if we can work a little bit of ground with this vertical till. We're gonna hop in and run over to a field and do a little bit of research. Ah, it's always in the pocket. Is it me or does that key have a little bit of a bend to it? It's not happy about something. Coolant level below service switch. I'm fairly certain the other day there was plenty of coolant. Looks like it's got enough to me. Think those two tractors are jealous? Not gonna sit around and find out. Later, losers. To the field we go. It's a little sticky on top, I can tell you that already. I forgot how wide this thing was to take down the road. It is a lot less convenient to travel with than the grain cart. It's about like driving a combine. All right, let's test her out. Put her in the ground. Dad's already behind to see if it's dry enough. Oh man, that is a powder. I'm running 10.8 right now with this 9460R. Left side's definitely working more. That's interesting. Well, I guess it's probably because I'm not working into something that's already been worked for. Oh, that's about all my bladder can hold. We made some great progress out here. This is working up fantastic. Going down the ladder front facing is for experienced operators only. Don't try that at home. Unless, of course, you spend hundreds of hours a year in a tractor. Here's the final product that we're looking for. A pretty level seed bed. We chopped the stalks up maybe 4 to 6 inches deep, and we left a seed bed out here that can be planted into directly next year with our soybean planter without running the field cultivator if we don't want to. That's our overall goal with this vertical till for next season. We want to break up the residue a tiny bit, turn over the soil so it warms quicker in the spring, and also not disturb it enough that we have to use a field cultivator and we can go straight in with our soybean planter. The vertical till also covers a lot more acre and uses less fuel doing so. The downsides being we're not working as deep, so if you believe in deep tillage for eradicating compaction, this isn't the tool. The other problem being is that we're gonna have to spend a little bit more money in the spring on chemical to keep our fields clean. I'd love to keep rambling about the vertical till, but there's a thunderstorm coming across the county right now, and I've got 20 acres left. I'm gonna put the hammer down and try and get this field done. That's all I gotta get done, so rain, hold off. Not looking great for me on the radar though. I'm gonna make the most out of this last 20 minutes. I really doubt I get this field finished without getting rained out. Anything's possible though. Maybe we can grab another gear. She loves a challenge. And we're going downhill. Trying to beat a rain. Moo! They don't seem very concerned about the rain. What do cows even do when it rains? Is there a barn over there for them? They do have a barn, but I don't think they can get to it. They just stay outside. They're pretty tough animals. I'd say this one's gonna come down to the wire. Not much to go. I also have to do the entire outside of the field, which will be the longest part. This is nothing like driving the grain cart. Turning this thing on the ends at 10 miles an hour is like riding a rodeo bull. Hold on. Got me the side of my seat. It's that easy. We finished up the main portion, now we just gotta do the inrows. Luck may be on our side. I probably didn't choose the best place to do my training inrow pass. This is the first time I've worked along a fence row this year with this vertical till. What could possibly go wrong? You really gotta flirt the line between being close enough and tearing their whole fence out. Well everyone, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but there's absolutely no chance we get this last maybe mile done that I need to work. That's rain over there. I gotta make it around the field one more time. I really don't think there's any chance. I'm as far away from the end of the field as possible, and I know this is about to get sticky. I really ought to just pick it up and leave. Rained out with about 10 more minutes of work to go. Typical. Taking her home. Ah, much better. We're gonna take some of this nice black dirt home with us. And by home, I mean a half mile down the road. This isn't gonna be pretty. At least it's raining. Oh boy. That just hurts me a little bit on the inside. Well, I'd say I stayed out in the field for a second too long. It wouldn't take much of an education to see where the tractor came from. Sorry to all our neighbors. Well, hey, at least we did something today. You guys are just lazy. Not my mirror. I didn't see a speck of mud all harvested in the grain cart. In the first field I used this vertical till on, I absolutely covered the entire tractor in mud. Well, that's where she'll rest for now. Ugh, that's gonna be terrible to clean. I'll let Jeff do it. Hopefully this rain subsides. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello. It's the next day. Plot twist for you, the rain was more than a drizzle. In fact, it was much, much more than a drizzle. I'd call it more of a downpour all day and all night. Any good guesses as to how much it rained out here? Looks can be deceiving. Ground's pretty firm. I guarantee you that you will not guess, based on what it looks like out here, how much rainfall we had. Overnight, it rained more than 4 inches. That is a lot of water. Almost 100 millimeters for you European and metric folks out there watching this. It really puts in perspective exactly how dry it had been out here in these fields. If we had 4 inches of rain when the ground was saturated, there would be ponding everywhere. Around our main farm here, I find one spot out there where there's a little bit of water standing. Other than that, though, there's nothing. When I walked out this morning, other than looking at my rain gauge, I would have said it may have rained an inch total. Nope, it rained 4 inches. At least it wasn't snow, but we don't get that much snow. I really doubt any of that rain even ran off. It probably all soaked into the ground and filled in all the cracks that had created over the summer from the dry weather. That's gonna put me out of commission for a few days, though. See you guys later. At least that 4 inches of rain washed off most of the mud. Except for on the vertical till. There's no saving that thing. Does anyone know where the serial number is located on a 608C corn head? Not having any luck finding it. It was right under my nose. In case you're curious how today's going for me, I was sending that serial number off to the dealer that we're trading with, and I spelled it cereal as in the cereal you eat in the morning, not cereal as in serial code. Some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail. Dad has made the executive decision to trade this corn head right here off over the off season for Deere's new CF corn head. He got a pretty good deal on it, so next year he'll be running a new 8-row corn head on his 670. Because of that, we're going to be taking the roller cones off of both sides today. They're not standard equipment for one of these corn heads, and we're going to keep them in case someday we need some more. The new corn head's not going to come factory with those on, and if we want to, we can put those on if we have down corn. Hopefully we never need them again. Highly unlikely. Out at one of our farms up to the north to see if it's dry enough to run that vertical till. They only had 2 inches of rain here. This is actually a really good example of why we don't like to no-till completely into corn stalks. In the spring, if your ground is covered with this mat of corn residue, all this moisture is going to be contained and the ground underneath it is never going to dry. Right where all this material is probably some of the wetter looking spots in the field, and that's exactly what you run into in the spring. So we work our ground up, chop everything up. That way the sun and the wind can dry it out so we can plant it. We're gonna find something to do. I'm actually kind of shocked. The high today is 80 degrees. I'd already completely forgotten what the warm embrace of the sun felt like. As they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So we're gonna clean off one of the combines. I'm also gonna do a little bit of preventative maintenance on the vertical till. I'm gonna grease all the disc gang bearings, all 1,000 of them that are required to be greased every 10 hours. Every 10 hours you have to crawl under this thing and grease every single disc bearing. Who designed that? Why couldn't you have put in a sealed bearing? I can tell you already this lemonade is not tasting that great. Let's get the combine out. Let there be light. Could I squeeze it through half the door? Probably. Should I? Probably not. Which one should we clean? We'll clean the 9670. I think this ladder would be kind of useful. Anywhere convenient to store a ladder on this thing? Huh. That might have been made to store a ladder. Look at that. It's like one of those Lexion ladder deals. The fun part about cleaning the combine is making sure that all the protective shielding is taken out and you get all of the debris that's been stored behind that. So we're gonna peel all these shields off. My ladder made it. Taking these things apart is a little bit of a puzzle. Got all the shields off that matter, but I need to get the grain tank plug out. I got the cover off, but it's completely plugged with dust and grain. You won't even recognize this combine in a couple hours. Cleaning them makes a night and day difference. I just finished greasing this behemoth. I wouldn't wish the torture of greasing a vertical till on anyone. A little bit ridiculous that it needs so much grease, but you gotta do what you gotta do to keep it working. I parked the vertical till there just because it looked cool. It's actually in the way pretty tremendously. With this heat and this wind, I think our farm up to the north may work today. I'm not entirely sure. I sent Dad to go look at it. I'm gonna come help Jeff with the combine still a little bit. He's finished up the 9670. He's got the S670 out here, and he hooked up one of the corn heads to clean it off. Very high-tech wash bay we have here. Yeah, the craziest thing happened earlier today. I got the combine out to start washing it, and Jeff got wind of it, came outside and took over. I hate when that happens. Our goal when we clean off our combines is not the same as when we shine up our tractors. Cleaning off a combine, we're looking for general cleanliness, not shininess. We just want to clean as much of the dirt and debris off as possible, especially on the internal parts of the combine. If you leave those very fine plant materials inside of the combine, mice tend to like to go in there to make a habitat for themselves. For those of you who are unfamiliar, mice can do more damage to your equipment than almost anything. We've had a handful of times where they've gotten in our combines and shoot up all sorts of wires, even after cleaning them. So we're going through them, making sure they're as clean as we can get them. That way, hopefully the mice don't want to go inside of them. So if you're listening to me, mice, stay away from our combines. While Chris and Jeff work on cleaning off the S670, Dad and I are going to pull the stock stompers off of this 608C that we're trading in. These are the mounting brackets for the stock stompers that we ran on that corn head. The new one's going to have a full set of them, and we're going to take these ones off and put it on the other corn head. Next year we're going to run stock stompers across our entire corn head because we had some tire damage this year. Roller cones are off. They probably need to repaint if we're going to put them back on sometime in the future. That corn head's spending its last winter on our farm. We'll get it fully put away in the barn one of these days. Take the old fire extinguishers down to the basement so they don't freeze this winter. In case anyone is curious. That was water, by the way, so easily refillable. Just working on getting that finished up. I don't know if he'll get it done today or not.